Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Welcome to our 12th episode of Shelfies.
Woo, 12. Damn.
I'm Turd
Getting it
Ferg.
done.
This is the
Beer guy.
and actually, do you know where the name Turd Ferguson? Do you know the origin of the name Turd?
I do
Ferguson?
not know where that came from, but I'm dying to know.
Burt Reynolds.
That's not my name.
You seriously don't know?
I seriously don't know.
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, what do you want?
Norm Macdonald impersonating Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy on SNL, and he changed the name, his name from Burt Reynolds on the name slot to Turd Ferguson.
And that's where it came from. That's the origin.
That's all it is.
Good
And
for Norm Macdonald. Fine Massachusetts guy, by the way. It is.
It's always
It's all
about
that, man.
Massachusetts.
Did you see all
man.
those people walking around the other day with Red Sox stuff on?
God, you know what? Speaking of Massachusetts, there was a brewery in Massachusetts. You know, I won't even say them by name. They don't even
don't
deserve
have
it. We don't have to. But
Everybody knows.
they kind of trolled Baltimore Ravens. Did they
Media?
troll? Yeah, to me, they were trolling Baltimore Ravens media more than it was trolling the fans. They put on the bottom of the cans where the date is, they said, is Joe Flacco elite? Which is like the common question amongst local media in Baltimore. So to me, it's almost more of a cut on the media than it is the fans. But what's your take on that?
I think it's more media than fans. Most of the people that drink that beer probably don't even know. It only got played because of the brewery that responded to
Which was
RAR.
RAR made a
So-
response, and they said basically, "Don't worry about Joe." And then in the background of the picture is the AL East standings for baseball, and obviously Baltimore's in first, and the Red Sox are in third. So it was kind of like trolls trolling trolls, trolling the trolls.
It's all good, all in good fun. Those
I think
guys
it's
are probably
awesome.
doing a collaboration with those guys sooner or later anyway. You know how
Yeah.
you know how collaborative everything is
Yeah.
in the beer business, so that's great. I like it when they do it. Fiddlehead does Grateful Dead lyrics on the bottom of their cans. Last year, Narragansett had a Thanks Poppy imprint on the bottom of their cans. It's kind of
cute.
cool. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It makes people check the bottom of the cans, which means you're checking dates.
Yeah.
So
It was
that's
cute.
good.
Our first two beers, Rob and I couldn't agree on beers this week, so we're doing separate ones. Rob's first beer is going to be Attaboy, Galaxy Made.
Galaxy
and
Made from Attaboy.
I'm going to drink the Kirsch Goza with cherries from
Victory.
Brewing Co. So,
Are we doing it?
yeah, you're drinking yours, I'll drink mine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This beer is amazing.
This is straight juice. This is straight cherry juice. I love this beer.
So Attaboy is in Frederick, actually right near the fairgrounds where we were the other day for the BAM festival. Great little brewery, just started, probably what, 3 months old? Something like that. This beer, some nice sweetness in the malt, really nice finish, good mouthfeel. Shout out to our friends, all the people we ran into the other day that love the show. She doesn't drink light beer, those guys, good seeing you guys. And Attaboy, keep killing it, man. They are killing it.
I've
there.
had this beer, Galaxy Made. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Remarkable. Great work you guys are doing out there.
It's great.
I just wanna dream.
Our next beer is Radiance from Monocacy Brewing Company, so we're staying in Frederick for this next beer. Rob has a long-time relationship with Jim Bachman at Monocacy.
Monocacy.
And tell us a little bit about this Radiance here.
So this is the newest year-round from them. They're doing it. Oh, holy crap! Todd Perkins from Monocacy is here. We did it again for it. How do we do that? Every time we talk about their beer, boom!
It's crazy. I know. Well,
like they show
since you're here, which is totally random,
How did that happen?
I have a question, a burning question.
Well,
I know
you might
that
as well have some of
Monocacy.
it,
Thank you.
Yeah, Monocacy.
When you're burning, put the fire out, bro.
So Monocacy Brewing Company, based out in Frederick, you guys usually have it on lockdown with traditional style beers. So what was the inspiration behind doing something maybe a little more trendy?
Well, I mean, the way that the whole craft beer movement right now is towards these hazier IPAs, so we wanted to do our own take on it. So it's not as hazy and milky as like you would see in a lot of the one-off can releases, because we wanted it to be shelf stable, so you don't want to pick it up and have like a big glob dump out at the end. So that was our whole, we're putting our own twist on the whole philosophy or new age thing like that.
So no lactose, right?
No lactose.
Because the lactose would really help with that sort of globbiness.
It could have the globbiness. We use actually just dextrose in there just to add a little bit more alcohol, dry it out a little bit more. So
What are the primary hops?
Cascade, Citra, and Mosaic. Cascade being actually the dominant hop in there. We actually source our Cascade from Willamette Valley in Oregon, so it actually has a more of a fruity than citrusy note to it, which is like the terroir, I guess, of hops. Like where a lot of the hops are from Yakima Valley, they actually have that more citrusy punch.
This is a great beer. I recommend anybody to grab a 6-pack of this. It's right up there with their other beers that are already on the shelves. So in terms of a Shelfie, and this being a Maryland Shelfie, man, top tier stuff. Yeah, this is really good.
And the brewing cycle is so that like it'll always be fresh on the shelves.
Yeah, we're trying to basically, I mean, I hate to say underfill the market, but we want to make sure that when you get the beer, it's actually as fresh as possible. We don't really want it sitting around. So I kind of akin it to like double duckpin. You know, double duckpin comes and it goes, but you know it's always here. You know, and you always have it fresh.
Yeah, that's really cool. And actually, while we're still talking about it, one last question is maybe give me some tasting notes on the beer and maybe what you would expect in terms of mouthfeel as well.
Tasting notes. I mean, it's gonna be that big citrusy punch from definitely the Citra and actually the Cascade a little bit. The Mosaic's going to add a little of that fruitiness, and the Cascade will add a little bit of that fruitiness. Mouthfeel is going to be nice and full and rich. We actually use a really nice English malt in there. A lot of oats in there, flaked oats, so nice and full on the mouth.
And it is pretty soft too. Like
Yeah, the carbonation's a little bit lighter, you know, compared to a lot of our other ones, so brought the carbonation down. Bitterness is going to be balanced. It's about 70 IBUs in there, so everything is really plays in the balance on it.
What's the ABV on this?
Around 8%. We
Doesn't drink that at all.
wow.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that.
That's the one thing about a lot of IPAs now. It's like they did that whole session thing for a while, but now all these bigger IPAs are really sessionable.
Yeah.
Like this is a sessionable double.
I mean, if you drink 6 of them in a session, you might be feeling it, but
Yeah, but you could do it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, so moving on to maybe some big beers, and while we're on the topic of big beers, Rob and I once again couldn't agree with what last beer we were going to try together, and we both knew that we wanted to do a stout. We thought about the RAR barrel aged first meal, but better judgment prevailed. We're going to put that in the cellar for later in the year, and Rob actually recommended that I do the Impending Descent barrel aged from Troegs Independent Brewery in Pennsylvania, and yours is
Dinosaurs from Off Color in Chicago. So this comes out usually in the fall, so I've had this hanging around for a little bit.
wow. I don't drink barrel aged beers usually unless they're sours, and man, this is incredible. Like,
intense.
yes. What do you think about it?
That's intense. I mean, it has like that really dried, like plum, stone fruit character. Very big on the mouth. I can definitely taste the barrel. Like it jumps right off.
Oh, even on the aroma,
Yeah.
I like the first time I opened the bottle, boom.
Yeah, you get all
Bourbon.
that vanilla and that bourbon.
2
You know,
years
that's
later.
12% too. So that's probably 2 years.
That's good. That's a good age on it right now. I
So
mean,
it's
drinking
it's
easy.
drinking perfect. Yeah. So if you can find it,
Todd's going to be the only person between the three of us that's going to try both of them. So
I'm lucky.
yeah, so
He's a lucky
exactly, he's
guy.
the lucky one.
so have you had this beer before?
I've heard of it. I've never had it.
I've had this beer like a couple times. I think this beer is such an amazing beer. What I like about this beer is the front end of it. You get all the kind of sweetness because there's like graham cracker and marshmallow. It's basically a s'mores.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you get all the sort of the dark chocolate, like you would if you were at a campfire.
Yeah, you get like the burnt marshmallow almost. Really, like that's.
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
really,
getting.
it's a really cool beer, and it's like it comes out so infrequently.
It's interesting.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I'd love to try the barrel aged version.
They're both very full flavored, but it's just barrel aged just really jumps out at you. This is more, I mean, it's complex, but it's a little more subtle in the complexity. It's like wave after wave of flavors, where the barrel aged beer is just like big in your face flavor. So
And if you had to pick one to drink tonight,
actually probably be the Dino S'mores, just because I mean I think I would probably enjoy that one more in a campfire. the barrel-aged version, or that one you could just sit around your house and drink that one. That's pretty
But
good.
this one's still like 10.8 or something. It's still a big beer. Yeah, this is 10.5.
Wow.
You wouldn't think, right?
Nah.
Cheers to Todd for his beer. We're super pumped about what Monocacy Brewing Company has going on. Rob, do you want to tease what next week is?
Next week, I believe we have the guys from Key, Mike from Key, they're working on a collaboration with Evo.
Ooh.
And they have a strawberry lactose IPA coming out, I think. Coming out
Nice.
soon, yeah. So
That sounds
he's the
good.
brewer at Key, and he's also the brewer at Red Brick Station up in White Marsh.
Yeah.
So they're going to be on. I don't know what we haven't
Cool.
discussed.
Yeah, we haven't talked about specifics
other stuff yet, but
but
yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the show, Todd.
Thank
you, Todd.
Seriously,
Thanks.
for Turd Ferg, and
The beer guy.
we're peacing out. See you next week. Keep brewing.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for all the love this weekend at the festival.